map on Black Ops 4 and the best map for a blind player and blah blah blah. And blah blah and blah blah and more blah. And I'm tired. So I'm playing some Dead of the Night, so I'll have some live comm after I talk about the main topic, that being the maps. So I'm going to start off quickly by saying the Chaos storyline maps, those being 9, Void of Despair, and Dead of the Night, all feature sound design, or sound cues, sound effects, whatever, tied to each wall weapon, each perk statue, each box location, and each door you can buy or interact with or open in some capacity through purchasing it or using an artifact or something. So in terms of raw accessibility, like just sound design and things like that, the Chaos maps are definitely the best. However, I don't think they're the best maps to play for a blind person, especially if you're new to COD and don't know how to, you're learning it or whatever. They're not the best. Classified is perhaps the best map for a blind person to learn because it still has some sounds. Sorry, I thought I heard my son. Still has some sounds for doors. Just some of the doors have sounds, so you can find them. Wall guns, I mean, they're kind of easy to find. It's a small map, so it's not too hard. Box locations, again, not too hard. You just hold square, you'll eventually hit the box or, something. So it's not too hard to find that stuff. Perk locations have a jingle that activates so often, and so you have to wait to listen for it. But that one's not too hard, though. You can Classify is just an easy map to learn the layout of and get a feel for how to play zombies and things like that. So if you're blind and you're new to COD and you're like, okay, what map should I try? I definitely recommend Classified. Now another question I got recently was, is Dead of the Night accessible? What's the best map for a blind person? The best map for a blind person who's new to COD, Classified. Best map for a blind person who knows what they're doing, probably Dead of the Night or 9 or Voyage. Honestly, like Blood is like the hardest map for a blind person to play. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, like it's difficult, for me and other people I've talked to, like sounds like it's difficult to them as well. Dead of the Night, Voyage, and 9 are sort of in between easy and hard. Those easy being Classified, hard being Blood. And so, of course, with their own little tiers inside of there, like, one's easier than the other or whatever. Everyone and their mother says 9's the best map on disc and blah, blah, blah. 9's a good map, don't get me wrong, but I like it, but I prefer Dead of the Night to it. And Void to Despair, I don't. If you're blind and you try Voyage, good luck, buddy. Good freaking luck. Because the thing that bugs me about Voyage, and it's the same thing happens with Dead of the Night, but for some reason I like Dead of the Night more. And I think it's the cast, honestly, for Dead of the Night, like the voice lines and stuff. It's pretty fun. But the biggest problem with Voyage, at least for a blind player, is once you go below deck, it all sounds the same, so you don't know what the hell's going on. So, I mean, you still have the sounds for guns, doors, and all that stuff, but then you can find stuff easy. But like knowing where you are and where you need to go for this thing or that thing, or trying to get your strategy down, that's the annoying part. And because it's so narrow and the staircases are so crazy, like it's easy to get lost down there, especially if because you can't hear where most things are. I mean, you can hear the water hitting the ship and you hear all the sounds and stuff, but it's hard to orientate yourself. Of course, some rooms have sound, some don't. It just depends on what's going on. As far as 9 goes, 9 is probably the most medium difficulty map. Not necessarily because it's not accessible or because it's not easy, but because in order to get pack, you need to have a bit more skill than Voyage or Classified. What I mean is, like, if you're blind and you're trying to do the pack-a-punch stuff, like that can be annoying because you're trying to navigate underneath the arena and pick up and kill all the gladiator or challengers and pick up their heads. And it's not hard to open pack on 9 or even get perks. The difficult part is just navigating the stuff to get down to the pack. Because there's a sound for pack, so you can find it easy. But getting down there's a problem. Getting from the arena, killing all the things, and getting down to pack is the difficult part. Getting down to it. And I'm just gonna hoot myself until I'm blue in the face because I'm a broken record. Hold on. as far as like getting pack and doing this strats on classified's easy. Like you just, what I do is I knife everything till round 3 to maximize points, go down and turn on power and all that stuff. Classified's pretty easy. If you guys want me to, I can do a video where I walk you guys through how the map like plays from a blind perspective, like counting footsteps and just describing what I hear and blah, stuff like that. If you guys are interested, don't leave a comment, let me know. Blood maybe not is not the most difficult to get packet strategies because you can it's not too hard for blood. All you gotta do is build the shield, then you shoot something on the roof and you've got pack, so it's not a big deal. The problem is with Brutus, because you gotta get headshots, it's hard to get headshots when you're blind because he is so much taller than the other zombies that your aim's not even near his head most of the time. So what I end up doing is I aim up a little bit from where most zombies, from where my aim assist pulls me into zombies, and I start jumping and shooting. Like, just jump, because then the hip fire will get him and stuff, So that works out for me pretty good. Of course, sometimes I use other methods, it just depends on what's going on. As far as, like, the most difficult pack, I'm sure Dead of the Night is. Everyone says Dead of the Night is so hard. Everyone says Dead of the Night, you can't do it. I'm sure I can't, but I'm still going to try. I mean, it doesn't mean I won't try, but, so, sorry. From what I've heard and listened to, Dead of the Night, Pack-a-Punch, there's 3 little, like, pillars or vases or something you gotta go find. They have some purple, green, and blue smoke coming out of them, and you knife them, and you kill some zombies around them, and then once you kill a few zombies, you turn your character and look into the vase, and it shows you an image of something you gotta do. Now, from what I remember, there are 3 different challenges you gotta do. They're always in the same order, but different locations. So the first one, I think, is finding a doll and a few other parts around the map. Second one is a clock, like you stand in the circle of a clock for a minute, then you're done. Then the third, I don't remember what the third one is. I think it's killing a werewolf or pack or something. No, the third one's escorting a ghost, which that one shouldn't be too hard because I think the ghost makes a sound, so you can follow him or her. The ghost. There we go. So the challenges themselves, I think, can be done by a blind person. The difficult part is I think the most difficult part is going to be just finding the locations that you need to do the challenges. So like the clock, there's 3 potential clocks you can be at or something. I think it's 3 potential clocks you have to camp in front of and wait for a minute and then it'll be done. Or the doll, I think the doll has more possibilities. Like each part of the doll or whatever you're doing has like different spawns. So like I think that'll be the difficult part, is just finding all the things first, and then I think it's possible. But it would take a lot of practice to know exactly where everything is. Like, I'm not joking. I'm sure it'll take a lot of practice. So.
Let's take stock of the situation, shall we? Either someone's doped me with opium, or I've got